Good evening, everyone. And check it out. Welcome back. Got a new layout. Woo! Courtesy of our own Ames here creating this phenomenal layout. But we do have a few announcements at the top of the game. For one, due to a couple of personal reasons and technical issues, James will no longer be with us in this stream. We wish him the best and thank him for being at the table. But he will not be joining us from this point forward. That being said, though, we are also hoping to start getting things going. We know that things are rough out there. Hopefully, we'll be able to bring you a little bit of levity, perhaps a little bit of a distraction from the world. Look, I'm being dramatic intentionally, but regardless, before we get back into it, just want everyone to know that we are doing our best, and this is Forsworn Epic, and we are here to play a game of Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition using the Theros Mythic Odyssey expansion that is produced by Wizards of the Coast, and as the backdrop for this campaign, while we will be using ideas, motifs, and creations from that book, the story and our characters are wholly ours. But with that being said, let's go around the horn to once again reintroduce everyone with our brand new layout, which means we have a new horn to go around. So speaking of horns, first the person with the horns, Bavros!
Good evening, everyone. Stuttered there, sorry. I am Phil. I play Bavros, the Minotaur Barbarian. Welcome back.
And now to go from one furry to the next furry, Callista!
Hi, I'm Ed. I play Callista of the Swiftclaw Clan, the Leonin Ranger.
Going down to the non-furry and the only human in this party now, Talia!
Hello, I play Talia. My name's Ames. What up?
And then finally, our bubbling, somewhat Irish satyr, Sherry!
I feel a little bit attacked there. I'm your thick favorite satyr of the things, and I am stuttering really horribly with word vomit, but I also am Kaji, the host. How are thee today?
Yes. And I am Oscar, your dungeon master, the voice of the gods, and the sayer of sooths, as we are to hopefully get to. But for now, we are going to return back to tonight's game as we resume Forsworn Epic. Last time on Forsworn Epic, the party, having finished discussions with the Dryad, Lydia, headed in deeper into the forest to try and find this guardian, where they came across a massive being, a humanoid tree person that seemed to act as guardian and protector of a grove that was home to sparkly wooled sheep. After quite a bit of conversation and trying to understand what was happening in the forest, the party was allowed to prove themselves worthy to be accepted by Nylia and her guardian. As such, the party set off to go and shear some sheep, why don't they? And ended up with quite a few tufts of mixed-born fleece. Bavros, donating his as a sacrifice in order to honor Nylia, allowed the party to be accepted, and a series of questions were set about. After retrieving the information and suffering from a humorously expanding cuddle pile, the party did have a night's rest, after which the party began making their way back towards the city with their new information. However, as they left the forest, they noticed that where there once was one trail of footprints, there was now two, except this one seeming to circle around the outskirts of near Lambton. As the party trailed across, gazing at the ocean as the sun glistened across Thassa's gleaming waters, the party suddenly came across a stunning realization. A cavern, with a series of footprints leading into it, seemed to nestle itself into a small cove on the outskirts of near Lambton. Who knows what awaits the party as they begin to venture closer and closer? Only time will tell. So, currently, you all are standing at the outskirts of this cavern. The sun is gleaming across the waters as the waves lap up against the shoreline, somewhat pulling at these series of footprints in the sand that seem to have been making their way. Callista, in the previous game, you had done a series of checks that had shown that it was not just one set of footprints, but many, all heading towards this one locale. It is uncertain what awaits within. As you all are continuing, Alexian shifted into this star-spangled panther and leapt up onto the rock face nearby, seeming to indicate that they will take a position of guards, and to make sure that no one else would be following, he ushered you all to continue onward. What do you all wish to do?
Roughly how far are we from the opening of the cave?
You are approximately 40 feet away from the opening of this cave face specifically.
I definitely would like to approach stealthily, if possible.
Okay. If that is the case, you may do a stealth check. Anyone who wishes may also.
I would like to as well.
Okay.
Yeah, same.
I am not.
I guess I'm gonna try and fail.
That's gonna be a 24. Damn.
That's not bad, Rose. Oh.
Oof.
Just because I'm big doesn't mean I'm not sneaky.
I
The
think my
furries
hoof-
are stealthy.
Mhm.
I think my hoof got stuck a little bit, and it got in my guards, and it's just no.
That is a possibility.
I did get an 11.
Hmm. Also,
I got a
Oscar,
5, Oscar.
Yes, Favros.
Oh. The as I approach the cave, can I tell if the high tide line goes into the cave, or does high tide come before the cave entrance?
Roll me I'm going to say either a survival or a nature check. Your choice.
Can I assist with that?
You may, seeing as you are an adept of Thassa, you may grant Favros advantage on this check.
Okay, I'll do survival. See how well I do survival. Not that great. That's an 11.
Okay. Looking at the tide line, you don't actually see one, because it looks like the water might actually go into the cavern at high tide. At this point in time, it is currently about mid-tide. It's not low tide, and there are a series of splashes that are making their way just to the crest of this opening, but they do not seem to continue further inside.
Okay.
Callista.
Can I tell if we're moving into high tide or low tide? Because I'm worried about it flooding with us in there.
With that check and with your natural affinity for water, you would say you probably have about 3 hours until high tide. You have time, but you don't know how high the tide actually gets in here. So
we should move quickly.
mhm.
Agreed.
It does seem like we are on a timeline. Oh,
Or tide line.
Mm.
I like that one. That was funny. I'm going to have to use that one another time when I retell this story at the Revel.
Okay. So
Stavros,
Yes.
if I could,
Hmm.
I'm going to reach up and touch the tip of his horn, and I am going to cast light.
okay.
Cool.
That produces a set of light 20 by 20, correct? 20 foot dim, 20 foot bright?
Yes.
Okay. Got it. As the light
If
begins
we're
to
in longer than an hour, just return to me.
Okay.
Well,
So-
I won't be sneaky anymore, but at least I'll see what's coming.
Okay. So, with that being said, do you all enter the cavern?
Yes, I'd say I should probably go first since I'll be the most attractive of the group.
Okay. So,
Since I, oh, sorry to interrupt.
no, go ahead.
Since I did get like a 5 on my stealth, I'm gonna like take the rear since realistically that would make more sense.
Okay.
Callista's probably following behind Bavros, but towards the side more, trying to stay in the more shadowy areas.
Got it.
And I do
I
have
would
I do have my pike out.
Got it.
I'm not like bracing for combat, but it's in my hand.
I would like to be near Bavros as I am completely human and blind.
Very well. So, you all begin steadily making your way. Your feet and hooves start to slosh through the sea as you make your way close. At places, you can feel underneath your foot that the sand does kind of give way slightly. Not enough to cause you to dip any further, but you can definitely see that this cavern might have been the result of long-time erosion as the silt underneath moves with your movement.
Mm-hmm.
You begin trudging your way. Yes, Callista.
Can I actually inspect the walls of the cave and see if there's a water line of where it might have been worn away, or if like the entire cavern gets flooded?
Sure. Roll me an investigation check. You are on the coastline, and I believe that's one of your favorite terrains, correct?
Callista, how
Incorrect.
close are you-
Because I have a revised ranger.
Right. So,
How close are you to me?
Probably like 10 feet, I imagine.
Well, I would like to lay a hand on you very quickly, and just may death not touch you today. Guidance.
okay. So you may add a D4 to your investigation check, Callista.
That 20 on the investigation, and then a D4, so 23.
23, you say. Very good indeed. As you kind of skirt yourself along the walls and begin to try and see what's around, this does look natural to a point. Eventually, as you move your hand along the side, it goes from weathered and water-beaten rock with small deposits of salt and other minerals to carved stone.
Callista would share this with the party. I think someone might have made this place. It goes from the natural rocks to a more carved stone, as if someone forged it.
As Bavros comes in, light glistening off of his horn, you guys can see that it suddenly transitions from rough-hewn rock into this immaculately carved granite archway that seems to line all the way up to the top about 10 feet above you.
Are there any markings on the archway?
There are. Who here reads Celestial?
Not me.
Let me check. I think I have any languages.
Okay, Talia.
Nope.
Got any languages?
Primordial.
Yeah.
So,
No, I took
I
Minotaur.
definitely do.
Yeah, I speak Common and Minotaur.
So, Talia, as you get a glimpse of this archway, the script is worn and beaten with time, but you can see that there is some wordings that remain. The wordings seem to say something along the lines of, "May the gods grant those who enter this place. New Lantern stands strong with the loyal and faith."
I'll repeat this. Both in Celestial and in Common.
I would like everyone to roll me a history check.
Boom.
Boom!
Wow.
Boom!
It's like a natural
Three.
20 as
Of course,
well.
no modifier.
Three.
Right. Whoa.
Three natural
20s.
20s.
20s on a single roll.
In my
23,
defense,
by
I was
the way.
reading.
Can I just save that for combat?
Unfortunately, no.
Jesus.
But
That's lit.
as the three of you are kind of looking around, Talia, you're busy translating as you're trying to understand what it means. All of you kind of catch a think of something. You do remember hearing stories of some of the polis that existed before the three large ones that were built across the lands. The reason why Neolanton is not called a polis in its truest sense is because its former self sank. Not Atlantis levels of sinking, but the sea did rise to cover what used to be old Neolanton. You think you might be entering into that space now.
Is this
Following.
pot?
Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just.
Let's see,
Please.
following on with what Callista did with the walls, does the stone of the archway, does that, what condition is it in? I'm not a stonemason, but I'm just curious. Does it seem pretty well cared for? Is it pretty? Has it weathered it well, or is it starting to show erosion as well?
It is definitely showing signs of erosion. This, mostly because of the dampness, you can already see stalactites forming at the edges of the archway where the salt air has caused it to kind of coalesce and begin to drip over the many, many years. It is definitely seen time, but it's still sturdy and strong. You think it'll support for a good long while, or at least until the sea actually claims it.
And would we have any idea, based off those rolls, when this sinking might have happened?
All you know with that is that it has been probably a few decades, if not a few hundred years. It is a legend at this point. But you do not see any further light closer than you are now. But you do see that the corridor continues down a long ways.
I just want to maintain a 30-foot distance from everybody. So stay within that radius, please.
Very well. Do you continue onward?
Yes.
Okay. You continue onward. And let me change up the music here real quick because I feel like that is important.
I do apologize for getting kind of somewhat hunched over out of my camera view. I am physically writing notes instead of my usual typing of notes. So that's what I am hunched over doing. Verb.
Oh! This is not the right audio, but we lost Kaji, so one moment, people. We'll be right back.
I guess they got really into their notes.
Perhaps.
Discord shutting itself down on me again.
How dare it?
It always does that. I need to get my laptop cleaned or the motherboard fixed. I'm not sure which one yet. I'm hoping the cleaning helps.
Okay. So here, let me add the music now that I wish to use. The interior, as you continue, continues to be more of this carved stone. In and of itself, it seems pretty standard building practices, nothing too drastic. But every so often, you start to see small mosaics that coat the walls. And you recognize some of them as they seem to have, though now muted due to time and lack of sunlight, color schemes very reminiscent of people each of you are very familiar with. You see a mosaic to Thassa standing upon a shelled shore with waves lapping across. You see Erois standing triumphantly over a large battlefield, spear raised in hand in victory. Bavros you see Karanos standing above the clouds, lightning bolt in hand, pointing at someone you're not quite sure, perhaps a warrior, perhaps a scholar. And Talia, you see the very small but obvious image of the ferryman standing at the banks of the river. Yes, Sherry.
As I see Iros, I'm going to stop, give a minor prayer of blessings, and that even though his art is lost, he is still with us, and then continue on.
Well, do remember, you still have a blessing from last game.
True.
So, just remember that.
Callista is going to... Sorry.
Oh, sorry. I was saying, you continue.
Callista is also going to offer a quick prayer to her god, and is going to take a little bit of the silt from the ground and kind of put it underneath the painting so she's connected to her domain, even though her art has been lost.
Of course.
Are there
I would
any
like to
loose...
take...
Sorry, go ahead.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
I was wondering if I could use a little bit of the ink that I have, as well as the parchment, to basically do a very quick illustration of what I've seen.
Okay. Are you proficient with calligrapher's tools?
No.
Then I'm going to say roll me a sleight of hand check.
Scribbles.
Drawing has never been your best suit. You're more akin to carving and letter work as you are to actually putting pen to paper, or ink to parchment, I should say, to draft images per se. It's not terrible, but it's definitely a rough drawing. I'll tell you that much.
Are there any loose stones on the ground?
There are a variety of loose stones, as you can see, probably either washed up over time or have been dragged in or out. You can see bits and pieces of rock that lie across this place.
I'm just gonna kneel down. I'm gonna find one that's nice and worn down by the water and nice and smooth. And I'm just gonna pick it up and pocket it.
Okay, you have one polished stone, I shall say.
Is it a relatively straight hallway, or does there seem to be more twists and turns coming up?
There are a few twists and turns. The pathway does seem to weave a bit. However, you start to notice that as you progress further and further, that a lot of the other side exits have been collapsed, either by rubble or something else has caused the rock face that you are walking into to fall around it.
Can I see if there's any tracks in the silt, or have been tracked in?
Sure. Roll me a survival check to look for tracks.
To see if people were just exploring or if they're moving towards somewhere. That's a 9.
With a 9, you can definitely see that there are tracks in here, but you don't know how old. You can see clearly that there are a number of footprints that are not your own, seeming to lead further and further in. However, you do not really know how long they might have been there or how many there might have been.
Krista's gonna give a slight smile to the party and go, well, there's one way forward.
Let's go.
Okay. Continue onward. As you continue onward, the sounds of the lapping shoreline falls away into the distance as you start traveling very far in. And you also realize now that everything seems to be on a slight decline as you begin making your way further and further down. At a certain point, though, the rough-hewn granite stonework seems to give away as well to polished marble. though clearly aged and covered in dust, you can see the actual difference between the pathway you were walking and the pathway you were walking into. As I will take you all over to the map. Yes. You all have entered into this space. And you can see that the corridor seems to narrow even further.
It's still loading for me. I'm not sure. Oh, there it is. Never mind.
Okay.
It popped up. Ignore me.
So. As you all continue on, you start to eventually see that, yes, there are still elements, but you also seem to notice that you are coming to a fork in the road, in the path ahead. I need everyone's passive perceptions.
16.
15.
Okay.
Other question.
Yes.
I have dark vision out to 90 feet and 60 feet. Does that include the area that is brightly lit or past that area? 60 feet past that area. That makes sense.
It does go out to 60 feet past the area. However,
Okay.
This is just kind of a mechanic of the dynamic lighting, is that as you are attempting to see past, the light that you are seeing is actually kind of fading it out further away, is the main cause of this. But who said they had a 16? Okay. So I need you guys to stop right there momentarily. Because as you all get there, Talia, you can start to hear what sounds like talking coming from the left-hand corner. You don't see anyone at the moment, but you can hear them.
Stop.
What do you hear?
There's a conversation close by.
Alright.
I will gesture with my hand in the direction.
Okay.
I can see in the dark. I can scoot up to the corner and peek around.
Okay. I'm gonna take the hood of my cloak up, and I'm gonna put it over my horns to try and mute the light.
Okay, so you are reducing your light.
Yes.
Okay, let me see if I can do this without fucking too many things up.
Oop.
You are now in dim light.
I
Sweet.
am now dark.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, well, then let me change that a little bit. Here we go. So
I can see.
There we go. Now you have a
Lucky.
5 foot. You have a 5 foot radius of light. I will say.
Okay, I'm gonna move up just a little bit so I can see.
Okay.
Can I stealth to the corner over here?
You may certainly try.
Roll stealth.
Please.
18. Not bad.
Nice.
18. You begin making your way as you kind of press yourself up against the wall. And as you start to round the corner, you can see, yes, there are 3 individuals wearing cloaks and masks who seem to be conversing amongst themselves. They do not seem to have noticed you yet.
Can I listen to what they're saying?
Roll me a perception check.
Goodness. Oh, goodness. I am stressing McGessie. 18.
Okay. With an 18, you start to hear a few things. You can hear them say in very hushed tones, "I heard we got another one just the day ago. Seems like more and more are coming over to the fold. Yes, but what does it mean for us in the end? We cannot sustain this outpost for much longer. We're running low on supplies, and I do not wish to raid the city just so that we can do so. Who cares if we raid the city? It is going to be all moot eventually."
Costa's gonna slowly backpedal to the group.
Okay.
And very, very softly, aware that there are people right there, is gonna go. There are 3 folks, cloaks. The person who went missing definitely came down here, but they talked about them as if they were coming into the fold. And that they're running low on supplies and they might need to raid the city. But another person was saying they don't care because it's all moot in the end. And I don't like this.
Um, I think it's best.
Fun?
We need to get someone to, well, talk.
Sherry's gonna kind of give a kind of like a slight smile. Do you want me to go? Do you want me to go over there? I can throw a couple kicks to get one person down. Doesn't have to be lethal. I can knock someone out. It's gonna kind of just like tap her leg.
Could you see?
That is a little bit of a trouble. I don't quite have dark vision, unlike our friend Callista.
Can help with that.
I
tap my
believe that
hood.
we should all go together and deal with this accordingly.
Okay.
Maybe the one who didn't want to raid the city might be more talkative than the one who didn't seem to care.
Could you tell which one that was?
Which one was it?
You
I know.
really couldn't tell. They were all wearing the same getup and the same masks, so.
Well, it's a 1 in 3 chance.
Hey Talia,
Yes.
could you maybe put light on one of my horns as well? It would help to have 2 people.
I can only focus on the one.
Ah, never mind then. Sorry about that.
Apologies.
Okay.
But I could possibly do something else. And Talia's going to reach over very cautiously and just kind of pause for a moment before going into her pouch to gather a few pieces of parchment and kind of hold them in hand before kind of don't die, none of you, but if you do, Athreos will take you to where you belong. Make sure you have your coins. And I'm going to cast Shield of Faith on Sherry.
Okay, Sherry, you feel this otherworldly defense kind of invoke upon you as you feel better protected from a variety of circumstances.
Do we want to try to talk to them before we crack heads?
I believe that would be best.
I kind of agree, but at the same time, we got to
Wait.
prepare ourselves to fight if we need to.
Of course.
I'm always
could
ready
we-
for trouble.
Sneak around the corner and throw like a rock to see if we can lure just one of them out?
Great question.
Mm-hmm.
Which one of you are good at talking?
I'm decent, I think.
I
Yeah.
actually got
Versus just run
I've
baffled.
got a what's the word I'm looking for? The bonus thing. I can't think of the word. At persuasion, so I'm decent.
I'm not bad at talking, but I'm not exactly good at talking.
I'm pretty good with the crowd. I can make my fans love me, so I'm pretty decent at making people enjoy and putting on a show.
And you are famous.
I was more of a listener than speaker in Militus, so I believe someone else should be the one talking.
Sherry, you've got the shield and you got the crowd skills.
All right, let's go. And besides, if we really wanted to, and I think what we should do is stay a little bit at a distance. But then if we really wanted and they try to run, I can just quickly jump and knock some heads out if you want. Work for me.
Sounds
Uh,
good.
But yeah, Sherry, as a reminder, the Shield of Faith does give you a +2 AC
Nice. Thank you. I'll keep that in mind.
Okay.
for 10 minutes.
Okay. So that would give me an 18 armor class.
So, you
Nice.
So, Sherry, it is dark around the corner. You do not currently have a light source. Are you going to attempt to approach with one, or are you willingly trying to forego sight at this point?
Do you want me to go with you?
If you don't mind, Bavros, I think 2 of us, and then
Not at all.
the other 2. We don't want to show our whole party first. Might as well just have 2. Show
Sure.
the big ones, and then have you 2 in the back. Support.
Okay.
Don't want to go
Good.
our whole full band. Is that everyone okay with that one? Talia?
Talia would just very quietly put a hand on the wall.
Okay. So, are you keeping the hood up right now, Bafros, or are you going to doff it so that the light may shine out in its full capacity?
I'll throw the hood back.
Okay. As light suddenly appears and expands, you suddenly hear, "Hey, what's that light? Go check it out." No, you are moving there.
Was it? It was from the left, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Make sure I was going around there.
So, as you two begin making around the corner, 2 individuals come to meet you. Halt! Who are you?
Oi.
What are you doing in here?
Oi, we seem to be a little bit lost. We were going for a walk on the ocean. Found a cavern. Beautiful in here, isn't it?
They're kind of giving you a bit of a side eye, not really wanting to say anything more as they look around. I'm going to say, roll me a deception check, Sherry, because you are not lost. You came in here very intendedly.
Oh, that's a flat roll. Ooh, this is gonna be fun. 17.
Okay, 17. You see he was reaching for something at his waist, but stops. If you're lost in here, I recommend that you return the way you came. This
What?
place is not meant for you.
What's that? Well, it's a bit wet out there. I thought it'd be fun more to go a little bit where it's dry.
It's going to get a lot wetter in a few hours when high tide rolls in. You will not like it if you are trying to avoid that.
What about yourself?
Can I insight check him?
Sure. Roll an insight check, Mavros.
Meanwhile, she's just kind of like leaning on her thing, just kind of relaxed. But if she, like, kind of not like relaxed, but just like ready,
Mhm.
but not threateningly.
Gotcha.
That would be an 11.
11. Looking at this individual, you can't really determine anything. You think that they're really just trying to get you out of here. No questions asked and as fast as possible.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
you know,
Oh, Bavros, you were saying something.
no, I was just it doesn't looking around. It doesn't look like there's a whole lot of water in here. I mean,
You came at a good time.
What about yourself? Are you lost?
No.
Well, it's
So
very
you're- so you're worried about us, but not about yourselves?
We know this place. You clearly do not. We are asking you to leave.
I'm kind of curious why. It's got lovely art. I'd love to explore some more of it.
Well, if you're asking why we're asking, it's because we don't want to have to resort to demanding.
This,
Demanding.
Why would you
You-
demand us to leave? Continue, Bavros. You were saying.
No, you said it better than I could.
As you see them both pull scimitars from their waists. Yes, demanding.
Oi, that's not very fun. See? If you're gonna
I-
make a battle, you got to make sure that you're not as rude as that. You got to have a little bit more grace to your fighting. Arrows be damned otherwise. It's not fair if you just cheat out the demand. It's like total just gibberish.
And I double fist my pole arm now.
She's like kind of leaning, but both hands are on it now.
Okay. As they
So I
kind
don't
of
think-
they kind of look to each other and say, "If you're not going to leave," and they ready themselves, "then we are going to make you leave." I need everyone to roll initiative.
She was about to say, "What are you trying to hide?" But it's apparently they're just like, "We need to hide," so she's gonna. Yeah, let's get initiative.
Whoop.
Going.
Wrong music. That's not my battle music. Where's my battle music?
I was about to say that's very calm and collected for battle music.
19.
I forgot to touch myself.
Oh wait, I
did
roll at initiative at advantage.
My bad.
Bad initiative.
Do you want me to re-roll because I didn't do the thing?
No, I got you.
Okay.
Okay, so 19.
I think this is the one I want. No, that's way too much. Ow. I just blasted my eardrums. You know what? We'll go with... I think this is the one I like. Nope, that's also too much. Damn it. We'll just go with this. This is my old and trusted. I don't know why I wasn't here before. Here we go. A few of you will recognize this tune. As soon as it kicks in, that is. There we go. So, initiative. Oh, let me roll initiative for these individuals. We got that. Which, is anyone else hearing double, or is it just me?
No, I think it's just you.
Okay, that might be because of Streamlabs, and that I have two windows open. But let me see if I can mute one. Nope, that just completely muted me entirely. Either way, I'll deal with it. So, top of the round, we have Callista. Callista, you are currently unseen from these individuals, as you can hear them clearly making aggressive motions towards your companions.
Like to bloop over here and pop her head out, longbow drawn, and go, "Oh, they're not alone, so I don't think you can be demanding of anything."
Okay. So what are you doing?
They have their scimitars drawn, right?
They do, yes.
She's gonna shoot one.
Okay, which one are you shooting?
That one.
Very well, roll to
I
hit.
believe that. I am taller than Sherry by a significant amount.
You can definitely get a good shot in.
Yeah. And since he has not acted, I have advantage on my attack roll.
That you do.
And archery. Boop. Oof.
Unfortunately, even with that, that is still a miss. As your arrow flies, you hear them call out, "There's more of them!"
As it misses, Callista's gonna try to save face and go, "That was a warning shot."
Very well, that a warning shot that it is. Anything else you wish to do?
I think I'm in a pretty good spot, so no.
Okay. Sherry, you are up. What do you wish to do?
Alrighty. Let me get a good look real quick. Going to move 5, 10 feet right here. And I'm going to, with the flat end, I did say I had two hands on my spear.
Mm-hmm.
The flat end of my blade, not to cause any lethal damage, swing and try to hit him in the head with this one right here.
Very well. Roll to hit. Two-handed.
All right. Come on, let's load. Give it a second. It's loading. Go. Natural 20.
Jeez.
Nice.
And you are technically blessed as a result of Erois, so not that it matters, as you have critically hit this individual. Roll damage as you clock him upside the head with the back end of your spear.
That is 9 plus 1, so that's 10 points of damage.
10 points of damage. This man crumples. Are you going for lethal or non-lethal?
Non-lethal. I made sure to use the flat end of my blade just to knock him out.
Very well. As he falls down to the ground, unconscious but stable. His friend looks at you with abject horror, though you can't really see it behind his mask, as you suddenly just knock out his companion.
I am going to then smile. You really shouldn't attack without warning. And bonus action, unarmed strike as I go to kick him to knock him out as well.
Very well. Roll to hit.
That is a 10. Can I use my...
You are still blessed, yes, so roll the d4.
Alright, let me find my d4.
DM, just as a heads up, I'm not on the turn order.
You are, oh, sorry, I forgot to add you. What is your initiative?
8.
Okay. Got it.
Ouch, that's an 11.
That unfortunately still misses. As you go to swing and kick him in the nether bits, he kind of just closes his legs in time, blocking your kick.
And I think that is all I'm going to, because I don't want to use a key point just yet. It's something that we've got the one person, so that's all I'm going to do.
Very well. It is the cultist in front of you. As he brandishes his scimitar, he is going to take a swing at you.
Okay.
But that is a natural 1. So more concerned with defending his manhood or whatever it is down there. Not really, it just kind of flails at you with the scimitar absently. Clearly not a trained fighter.
Poor dude.
He is going to circle around you, though, as he kind of steps over his unconscious friend, but positions himself in between the two of you. This guy's off the turn order because he is unconscious. So, that is his turn. Talia.
Step into the light. 5, 10, 15. I have my mace in hand. 20. And I'm going to try and hit him more or less in the hip, specifically.
Okay. Very well.
To try and render the joint.
Okay.
More so than damage the person.
Very well. Roll a hit.
Alright.
Unfortunately, with an 8, that is a miss. As you go to swing down at it, he kind of blocks it with his blade, as you aim for a crippling blow and not so much a lethal one. Anything else you wish to do?
Maintain concentration.
Okay. Then that is your turn. Babros.
You really need to learn some manners. And I want to take a swing at him with the butt end of my pole arm.
Very well. Roll a hit with your pike. Now, do remember, you are level 2, so...
Yes. Yes, but I'm not going to do that thing.
Okay.
Oh.
Here's the thing, and this is where I will introduce this mechanic. In my games, we have flanking. But flanking does not incur advantage. It incurs you a flat +2 to hit, making that a 13, and that does hit, so roll damage.
All right. Nice.
Okay.
That's
You
going to be an 8 damage.
You slam him with the back end of your polearm. As he takes it into the gut, he kind of tumbles over slightly, but he's still standing, if barely.
Okay, and then as a bonus action, I'm going to use my Hammering Horns ability.
Ah, yes, the Hammering Horns.
He's within 5 feet of me, and he is not one size larger than me. And so that is a strength save.
On his part.
Which is on his part. It's gonna the DC is, let's see, it's gonna be a 14.
Okay. If he fails, where do you wish to push him?
I will push him right there.
Okay. That is also a natural 1. So he is effectively shoved as you just kind of pick him up with your horns and throw him to the side. He is moved thusly and flung against the wall. He does not incur damage, but he is moved sufficiently.
Yep.
Anything else you wish to do?
And he's still on his feet. No, that's it.
Okay, very well. Coming out of the darkness, just at the edge of light, you can see a third cultist come around the corner. Seeing as his friend just got shoved back to him, kind of changes his plan, so he is going to try and attack you, Sherry. And that is a 22 to hit you.
I was just about to say I have an 18, but yes, that hits.
For 7 points of damage.
Ow.
As he gets a solid slice across your exposed thigh. However, that is his turn. Back to the top. Wait, hold on. I feel like wait, no, that is. Callista, you are up.
Alrighty. So, since we're not trying to kill them, Callista is a little less out of options, so she's gonna move over here, take a deep breath, and unleash a daunting roar.
Okay.
And I'm gonna need wisdom saving throws from both of them. The DC is a 13.
Okay, can you choose who this is affected by? Who is affected by this?
Yes, it's creatures of your choice within 10 feet of you, which I believe is both of them.
Very well, so you unleash this roar as suddenly echoing throughout the chambers is this frightening bellow. They will make a save. The first one fails.
He is now frightened of me.
And what is your DC?
13, because it's with my constitution.
They both fail, as they both are suddenly very frightened of you. You see they are shaking in their cloaks, tunics, whatever they might be wearing, so to say. They are frightened.
Cool. And I'm going to move. I'm out of the way. I'm going to. Can I, as my action, grab this guy and like pull him out of the way so Bavros or whoever can get through?
Was Daunting Roar a bonus action?
Daunting Roar is a bonus action.
Then yes, you can grab onto this unconscious man and start making your way back if you so desire.
Yeah.
It does cost extra movement to move through allies, though. Do be aware.
So it would have been how much to get over here?
Where were you previously?
Behind Talia.
So it would have cost you 15 feet of movement to get there.
That's fine. As a Leonin, my speed is 35.
I see.
So I do believe can I actually get back here with that, with the unconscious body?
Not with it, because carrying a body of equal size or larger costs double movement as well. So you can move out of range though, and will not incur anything as a result.
Let's boop, and can I pull him to here?
Yes,
so my allies can get through me.
You can do that, yes. As you pull him off to the side. Cherie.
So that leaves room for...
Alrighty. So as Callista's pulling them back, to give more space, Sherry's gonna move here. And the same person that took a swing at her, she's gonna laugh. You call that a swing? You really should work on it. I've seen better swings from a child. And with her flat end of her spear again, two-handed, gonna smack him or attempt to smack him over the top of the head.
Very well. Roll to hit.
That is an 18 to hit.
And that definitely hits. Roll damage.
Alrighty, I did say it was non-lethal with the flat of the blade to knock him out. So that's 10 points.
As you effectively sideswipe him, the one right in front of you ducks, if just barely, and your spear comes crashing into the side of his head as it slams against the wall. As his bell gets well and truly rung, he drops unconscious to the ground.
Can I use a singular key point to bonus action flurry of blows the other person?
You can if you so desire.
I'm going to.
Okay, just remember, you have to claim your flurrying before you take your bonus action attack.
Oh, do I?
Yes,
okay,
which you just did, so...
Okay, cool. Okay, I want to make sure that I did that right. First time playing a monk.
It's fine. So, if you wish to flurry...
So I would... Flurrying. So would I click unarmed attack, or do I click flurry blows?
Well, unarmed strike and flurry blows. Well, you can only flurry with unarmed strikes, so...
Okay, I want to make sure I'm clicking the right button.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to click for the one, because I can do 2 unarmed strikes with a flurry of blows. So the first one is a 14 to hit.
And that definitely hits. Roll damage.
That is a 4 points of damage.
And that is an unconscious individual.
How she does it is she kind of just grabs his shoulders and just knees him.
Okay, we are out of initiative.
Callista is going to start taking some of the rope from her bag and using it to secure the unconscious body right next to her.
I would like to start using Spare the Dying on each of them just in case.
Okay. You spare them as the light of Atherios overcomes them. They don't seem to worsen anymore, per se.
Sherry is going to...
They're not...
Oh, sorry. Continue.
No, go ahead.
Okay. Sherry's going to carefully and gently sit them up in a position so that they're leaning against the wall and like kind of just in a more of a relaxed setting so they're not like getting too like crumpled on the ground.
Okay.
But easy enough for us to restrain them if needed.
Very well. You position them up against the wall. You can see now that you are in here with Bavros, with the light coming off of Bavros, that the back end of this path is more collapsed causeway, as it seems to be a dead end.
I would like to investigate their unconscious bodies to see if they have anything of worth or interest on them.
Okay. Look, you won't have to roll for this. Looking over
We should disarm them anyway.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Yes, they each have a scimitar on them. So if you wish, you can take a scimitar and add it to either your inventory or if you're just tossing them aside for now. But what you do see is that none of them carry any coinage on them. Not a single one. What you do notice, though, are their masks. And they're not like the death mask that you are familiar with, Talia. No, no, no. Instead, you can see that the masks are actually rather plain, but kind of pitted into random positions on each of their masks seems to be a small, hollow face, just gaunt, and seems to be screaming.
Do I recognize this?
It certainly sounds like the description that the Guardian gave you.
Yes. I was more wondering if I recognized it, like, religiously.
Roll me a religion check.
Because I'm good at that. Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. They look almost Ferrex-like. but they're not that cunning, joyful smile that you know is identified with him. And it's certainly not a veil, something that you are very familiar with. This is something very different, and it does not register with any of the gods to the best of your knowledge.
Callista, you're tying them, yes?
Callista is, since they've been sat up against the wall, is tying handcuffs, feet together, and then hand to feet cuffs.
Very well. As you position them up against the wall, their unconscious bodies in a seated position. Some of them are bleeding, not deadly bleeding, but one of them did get their head smashed into the wall. So, but you are, I'm going to say, roll me a sleight of hand check for me. As I believe,
Should be.
not tying.
Can I assist her with that since I am helping put them up against the wall?
Are you proficient with sleight of hand?
No, I am not, so never mind. I tried.
Okay, that's a 20.
Okay, you're used to tying knots, especially with your background being out on the sea constantly, having to work nets and fishing lines. So you tie them up very effectively, and you believe that they're not going anywhere anytime soon. Don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing per se, though.
Yeah, because if this tunnel floods, they might just die. But Callista's gonna look. If y'all want to look at them while they wake, I can wait at the tunnel entrance, because I can see in the dark to make sure it's not part of a...
Why am I Sherry Rose suddenly? I should not be Sherry Rose. I'm supposed to be the dungeon master. Phil, get out of my seat!
Sorry.
There we go.
I'm back. I do apologize.
It's fun. We have fun here.
So besides the scimitars, do they have anything of note on them?
No, just the mask and the scimitars. Granted, looking at the scimitars, they are not the best made, but they're not, unusable.
Okay.
I can go stand at the intersection and to keep a lookout in case anyone is coming, if this was some sort of patrol or anything.
I do believe that we should take their masks. And if we are going to take them anywhere, we should take them out of here.
I mean, we
Rather
could
than-
probably take them to the beach.
Yes. I'd rather not lead them to Athreos before their time is.
Okay. So you are demasking them?
Yes.
Okay. As you take off their masks, it suddenly dawns on you that you recognize some of these people. One of them, Callista and Bavros, you would recognize from the hunting party that had went out to the forest not the day before. Another one you definitely recognize was a patron at the Wayfinder's Inn. And the other one you definitely recognize as one of the diehard fans that you had noticed the night before.
One of the three?
Yes.
Hmm.
I believe we found who our cult leader is.
The Cult of Vaso?
That is quite a gold.
But barred to such things.
The question that I have is, well, what are they doing down here? Where's our men? And where are the rest of them? Callista, you did say that there was more footprints.
There was quite a few, and it sounded like they had gotten more people, so there's still more hallways to explore.
Oh. Can I just pick 2 up, 1 under each arm? Shall we?
I'll
What's
grab
your
the third.
What's your strength mod again, Talia? Just remind me.
Forgot I'm not strong. I have 15.
I can carry one of them.
Okay.
I am strong, but I'm not strong.
You're not Bavros strong. Let's put it that way. But
I have a 16 strength.
Yeah.
so each of you grabbing one individual,
Yeah,
either
take
slosh
one,
them
throw it
over,
over my shoulder.
and you all make
Yes.
your way back towards the entrance. For the sake of
Fireman carry.
For the sake of brevity, you are able to move these three back towards the entrance. It takes you about 15 or so minutes to get there, and as you start to hear the sounds of the waves again, you do notice that the water level is indeed higher. In fact, as you begin making your way back, you can feel your feet kind of sloshing through now wet stone.
Do you think we should get him to the surface, or should we risk leaving him here for a minute and go deeper?
You would remember that Alexion is out at the entrance.
Yes. I believe that leaving these under the care of Alexian might be best.
Okay. So you find Alexian. He is currently perched on the side of the outcropping. And as you explain the situation to him in his cat form, he just nods to you and tells you motions for you to place them along the outskirts. As you make your way back in, though, after setting down, you do see that the water is rising. And you actually feel that there's a bit of an undertow pulling at you guys. Not enough to cause damage, but if you take too long, you don't know what the consequences may be.
Mm-hmm.
Should we
So,
wait, or should we go deep?
I mean, we don't know what they're doing. They could be hurting people, but at the same time, they've operating this long, it probably wouldn't hurt to just sit and watch outside if need be.
There are
Thalia, your spell would have ended by now.
yes, there are innocents we have to think of.
As well, might we? Well, I do believe we should get them. Well, at least these three to the guard, see, because they've obviously been doing something.
Yeah.
And
But
I think it's time to
And-
bring it to light.
And
I
some of them
don't
were
think we
members
should
of that hunting
actually-
party.
I don't think we should take them to the guard quite yet. We don't know how deep this goes. It's obvious it's people of the town, and we could, if we're unlucky, turn them into someone of the guard. Turn them into the guard, and they'd be part of the cult.
Alexian kind of growls down and kind of walks in front of them, kind of sits himself there, almost like I will watch them here. Please continue on. We must do what must be done.
I agree.
Okay.
I would like to put on one of the masks.
Okay.
They
It
seem
is-
to see without light.
As you don the mask, nothing's happening out here.
Just going to wear it. Would anyone like the other two?
I'll keep it at my hip, see, because you've got an idea. If they could see in the dark, maybe the mask does help, but for now, not quite sure how it'll fit over my horns yet.
Yeah, same. Kind of hold it up and it's bumping my snout.
Right.
Maybe
I'll
try
just-
it later.
So I'm just
Okay.
going to move you guys back over towards the entrance real quick. So, because that's where
I'll
you
just
guys would be.
put these in my bag. Just yes.
Okay.
Okay. So, are you wearing one?
Yep.
Okay. You venture back in with the mask over your face. Nothing seems to happen as you continue making your way inside. However, as you step once more from the rough-hewn rock into the cobblestone, you suddenly do see a bit better in the darkness. It's not super great, but you do see you can start making out a bit more stuff without the use of the horns currently glowing on Bavros's head.
Do we want to check out the pathway to the right,
Oh,
and
I
then, or go on?
I agree. You were right. We should go check out the right since the left is collapsed. I agree with you.
Yes.
Okay. So you begin making your
Is
way.
there a way to actually kind of make a hole big enough for the horns of Sherry as we're walking?
Not as you're walking. You would probably need to take time to bore out. Because as you're kind of fiddling it, as you realize that this mask is actually made of some very almost familiar wood.
That's nice.
So yes, as you once again reach the branching point, you can see that the pathway continues straight ahead, as well as curving to your right. What do you wish to do?
Callista would like to peek around to the right.
Okay. As you peek around to the
stealthily.
right, roll me a stealth check.
12. Shit. Okay.
As you look ahead, you do see that the pathway splits again. To your near immediate right in this position, you do see a door that is standing along the side of the wall. But you can also see at the very edges of your dark vision that the hallway seems to turn back towards the north.
Callista would describe what she sees to the party.
Okay.
Do we want to try the door, see if anyone's in there, or go further up the hallway?
Does it look like the floor's tilting upwards or tilting downwards still?
At this point, it's kind of flattened out. You are not descending any further, but you are at what is probably the base of this long descent.
I think we should go check out the door and maybe head up a little bit north if we can find some walkways that go up.
Yeah.
Fair.
Yes.
Other than us, do we hear anything else from either of these two directions?
Not at the
North or-
moment, no.
Okay.
So, you are heading to the doorway?
Heading down the path?
The doorway is right here. Can you see me pinging on the map, or no?
No. Oh, there it is.
I just thought,
There it is,
Right.
yes.
So,
Sherry, I don't see you on the map.
Oh, there I am. Sorry, I hadn't moved my token. My apologies.
Which makes you here with us.
I am invisible.
so.
Not that I...
Stealth Stater.
Um,
Dun, dun, dun.
Not that I am suggesting anything less of any of my companions, but can any of you open locked doors?
I can.
Does kicking one down count?
It's not quite what I was getting at, but that is a fair point. I need to choose my words more carefully.
She's got this cheeky smile of just like, I'm teasing with you.
No. I'm sorry.
Well, in that case, does someone who's more inclined to take a hit than me want to go through the door first?
Sure.
Okay.
Door's here, yes?
That is correct.
I'll move to the
As
door.
he passes me, I am going to touch his shoulder. Guidance.
Okay. You are
You
guided.
got this big.
I'll gently try the door, see if it's locked.
You fiddle with the door latch. It is indeed locked. You try and shove against it a little bit. It does not seem to budge. You feel that you will need a great mighty hit in order to probably do this door justice.
Okay. I'm gonna look over at Sherry. I'm gonna wink, and then I will ram the door.
Okay. Roll me an athletics check. You are guided by the effects of Athreos.
Nice.
Add your plus D4.
Yes.
Just fucking destroy this door. Like, explode it.
Kool-Aid man this. Let's do this.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
So 27?
Now-
Jesus.
if I have done this correctly, I should be able to do this as you slam into the doorway. Oop. Did that change for everyone?
Square off. I was one square off.
But did the tile change for you all?
The tile changed, but it's still dark.
Because I have yet to remove the dynamic barrier.
Ooh.
I did it right. That makes me happy. Sorry.
Nice.
As you kick open the door...
Is it only big enough? Sorry, continue.
Yes, it is a 5-foot wide corridor. As you kick open the door, you seem to come into another kind of dilapidated chamber. What once might have been the inside study of some either temple or building is now strewn with broken chairs and boxes, as well as only a very few drapings. Tattered tapestry along the wall seems to indicate much time has passed here. As you step further inside, you do see an unlit brazier, as well as what appears to be a studious-looking desk in the dead center. You also see a chest at the end.
Check out the rest of the room. And what is this large L-shaped thing in the corner?
That appears to be a worn bookshelf. Upon which both the desk and the bookshelf, you can see a variety of papers that seem to be just ruffled everywhere.
Around for a key. Sorry.
No, you're good. You go first. I was just going to say, could I look through the papers shelf?
Okay. I would like both of you to roll me individual investigation checks.
6.
Could I see if anything has been placed in this brazier area?
You do not find anything within the brazier aside from old resin. You know that is what is used to light the room if you needed it. You looking around for a key, Callista, you do not find any. Does not seem to be anywhere within here. However, you also don't necessarily notice a lock on the chest either.
Let's go open the chest.
Sherry, as you kind of look around the papers, this is gibberish. You see writing in a very frantic hand, almost scribbles rather than verse, and speaking of things that are not coherent in any regard. It's simply maddening, honestly. Must be the ramblings of some lunatic.
I'm more of a fighter than a scholar, but even then, I think this is the ramblings of a madman.
Scholar? What? What?
These papers are all just maddening. It's gibberish. But if you want to take a look, feel free. It was more of a bit of a cheek of tongue, whatever the phrase is actually. I can't English.
If you don't mind me looking.
Please, of course, come look. You're better with papers than I am.
I would like to look.
Okay. Roll me an investigation check.
Is it in common to begin with?
It is in common, though there are a few incidences where it slips into celestial, as well as a few times it slips into Sylvan.
I got that too.
So roll me an investigation check.
Oh, come on. It was so close.
You got nothing. This is... At the best, this is bunk.
We should probably still hold on to it.
I'm going to check out the desk real quick. Because that was like the first thing that I almost ran into when I walked in the room.
The desk does seem to have been used. Quite recently, in fact. As you can see that there are fresh ink blots that seem to have been draped from a rather hasty quill.
Okay. Do I see anything of interest?
Nothing of particular interest, though. No hidden drawers, no obscurements.
Okay. I guess I'll go ahead and... You want me to open the chest?
Please.
Okay. I'll walk over.
Okay.
Excuse me.
Walk over to the
Thank you.
chest.
And I'll open the chest.
Okay. You place your hands on either side and open the chest. It opens without issue. And you kind of freeze momentarily, but no trap goes off. As you look inside, then your jaw hangs open as you see this chest is filled with gold.
That's cool.
You can also see something
We're
sticking
taking
out
this
of the
chest,
gold.
right?
See what?
Something is sticking out of the gold.
It's a tongue.
No, that's in your cheek.
Can I investigate that thing and try to tell what it is?
Okay, sure. You pick
Investigation? Or
Yes. Investigation.
17.
17. With a 17, you kind of pick it up, and as you pick it up, you're almost met with a feeling of disgust. Not because it's gross, but because of what you see on it. As what you see is clearly a key with the mark of Feryx on it. Feryx being the god of deception and lies. You wonder why his visage has been imprinted onto this key.
Callista is going to show it to the group and go, in a place like this, I imagine we might need to hang on to this.
Okay.
Anyone oppose me just sticking it in my pocket for now?
Nope.
If we take 11 minutes, I can make a prayer. Perhaps see things that only the gods can see.
I don't think we
Okay.
quite have 11 minutes. We are on a tide line, as this place may be flooded. So, if we wish to continue exploring,
Is there anything else besides the gold? I'll kind of dig around a little bit.
No. All you can see in here is the gold and the papers. Nothing else. Nothing more.
As Callista said, we are taking this chest, right?
Yes.
yes.
Good.
Is this
So
something? Do we want to perhaps close the door, or keep it in, put it in like the intersection so we can like grab it on our way out? Because I don't imagine hauling the chest around, or we can stuff our pockets.
How much of the gold could we stuff in our pockets, and then maybe it would make the chest lighter?
A typical gold pouch can hold upwards of about, I think it's like 50 gold pieces in and of itself without having to resort to a heavier backpack or anything like that.
DM,
Yes?
is it possible for me to try and sense if magic lingers upon this chest or this coin?
Are you taking the time to ritual cast this, or are you burning the spell slot?
I am doing an arcana check if possible.
Okay, you can roll me an arcana check.
Because I was told no time. 30-20.
There's definitely something magical about this key. Not only because it has these kind of runic carvings along the edge, but by the sheer fact that it has Feryx's visage upon it, you think imbues it with some form of magic. You're not sure what, though.
And the coin?
The coin is mundane.
Coin should be real. The god of trickery did not touch this, at least. At least yet.
So maybe we take what we can put into our pouches and then come back for the chest on our way out. In case we have to leave in a hurry for some reason.
I will
Probably
I'll also give you with that Arcana check just because it's intelligence based. Looking at the chest, you're gathering about 150 gold pieces are in here.
Yes, we probably should take it. If just to make amends to those who will likely die for our actions today.
There's 150 gold pieces, so that's about what we can carry each. Right?
If you wish to distribute it amongst yourselves, you can certainly palm it.
Sure.
Instead of trying to carry the full chest.
Yeah.
So if you're going to divide it equally amongst the four of you, that is 30. I want to say 35 gold pieces each.
30 calculator.
Just pulled out my calculator.
150 divided by 4?
It's
37.5.
37.5. Okay. So 2 of you will carry 37, the other 2 will carry 38.
I'll carry 37.
Okay.
I'll do 37.
Okay.
I wish to use some of this to guide the tongue of any who follow Athreos.
I will give the extra to Delia. You're the one that helps the others find their way.
Okay.
Extra coin.
So as you all stuff your pockets and pouches with coinage and prepare to see what is rest, we're going to take a quick break. And welcome back. Where last we left our adventurers, they had just lined their pockets with quite a bit of loot, and were continuing on their adventure into whatever this temple-like structure may be. So, music! So, after lining your pockets and having Talia take a quick look at this key, which does seem to emanate some sort of magical aura, what do you wish to do?
Get back out into the hallway, I imagine, and keep going.
Did you collect the papers you wanted to keep?
Do you mind if I put them in my bag?
Of course. I don't know what to do
Perhaps
with
if
them.
there's more time, I could look over them again.
I believe that you got better work on it than I did. For honest reasons, that just looked like scribbles to me.
So, you begin making your way back out into the hallway. As you do, you kind of look left and look right. You don't hear anything, but you do notice that the pathway does seem to continue northward towards your right eastern position.
Do we want to at least look around the corner?
Sherry, you're being left in the dark.
Oh, sorry. Did everyone go? Oh no. Where did everyone go? Okay, there you are. Oh no. Oh no.
Okay.
Jerry, where'd you go?
Okay. So,
Feels blindly. I'm here.
as
Okay.
you are looking around the corner, you do see that the northern area seems to culminate in a sort of rounded off end.
Callista, would you like to step forward for a bit?
I
Perhaps
can lead.
today?
I can. Boop. Boop.
Okay. As you
It
step
looks to
inside,
be-
you can see that there are a series of crates and boxes that seem to line this area, rather than the rest of the structure that seems to be dilapidated or kind of worn with time. These look newer, significantly sturdier.
Pop them open.
Okay. They are sealed for the moment. They're not locked per se, but you do think you are going to have to pry them open.
Do they look like waterproof sealed?
They do, in fact, yes.
Ooh. Callista's gonna point that and go, I'm guessing this area floods if these things have been made waterproof.
And that means that whatever they want to hide is quite important.
Are there signs of water on the ground?
There are, and as you kind of look down, you do notice that there is a faint little layer of water just barely resting around the very tips of your hooves.
I think we should press in deeper through the main hallway and maybe discover what this cult has, because if we get rid of the cult, we can always come back at a lower tide for these boxes.
Might I feel around the room for perhaps anything hidden?
Sure. Roll me an investigation check.
I'm going to guide myself. Because I'm remembering it.
Boom.
Natural 20.
Natural
Plus.
20.
That would be a total of 25.
25. As you kind of make your way around the corridor trying to see if there's anything in the walls or anything, you don't find anything. No loose stones, no compressible areas, just...
I can return for these at any point. So I do not see reason to get these.
Okay.
So, you begin making your way back up the hall.
Staying with Light.
Come on, Jerry.
Okay. As you begin returning back to the hall, you start to suddenly hear, in a very low tone, voices coming from the northern end.
Voices.
I put the hood up.
Okay, so you are reducing the light you shine.
Yes.
Very well. Okay. Don't forget to read out your rolls.
Right.
15 for stealth.
You kind of crouch
Yeah,
low and
myself.
press yourself up against the wall as you suddenly hear what sounds like chanting coming from the northern corridor.
Got a
Can I-
21% by the way.
I got a 4.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm also wearing a mask.
So do mine. Even though I am.
It is currently too far away for you to make out anything specifics. You will think you would have to get closer to start to determine what it is that you may be hearing.
I think we should continue on.
I agree.
Since I have dark vision, I can lead the way a little bit out of the main light, because I can see further, if we
Okay.
would like.
I can't see you though. That's the problem.
Oh, true.
Call if
Oh.
there's an issue.
Yeah, we know which way he's going,
Yeah.
so.
Pause.
What happened? Who'd we lose? We lost...
Ready.
Sherry again.
Okay.
As per usual, we're doing our best.
We are. Tech issues and all. Callista, as you are carefully moving your way down, you start to see that there are two lights at the end of the corridor, kind of obscured by perhaps the wall that seems to be flanking. And you can see that there's dim light kind of emanating out from them.
Callista would pop her head back around the corner and go, "There's lights at the end of the hallway, both on the left and the right. So I think we need to be shush as we, yeah." And then it's gonna slowly, like to get about halfway, I think, and stop to listen.
Okay. Roll me a
Wait.
perception check as you attempt to hear.
I also think I see someone. Oh god, that's a natural 1 for a total of 6.
You're focusing more on what you're seeing and not so much what you're hearing. You can't really make them out. You think you would have to get closer before you can truly hear what they might be saying. Okay.
Creep forward a little more.
Okay. As you creep forward, you start to hear a powerful but somewhat familiar voice kind of expanding. You hear, "For too long, the gods have cast us mortals to the winds without a care for ourselves or how they affect the land. They trick us, use us, and abuse us. For what? For their entertainment? For their boredom? For their vanity? It is too much. I say, what are the gods without us? Without their precious followers? We hold the keys to their divinity in our adoration, fear, and worship. I believe, nay, I know, that the road to divinity lies with us mortals. We are the ones who should be the ultimate masters of our realm, not them. We are the true people of this land. We are what can guide Theros to prosperity. We are the many, and we are just. The crowd responds with a call in kind. We are the many. We are just.
Callista would like to yeet herself back to the party quietly and go, they're very anti-god. We don't need the gods. We are the lead. We are the just. We are the many is like their rallying cry. I don't like them.
How many there are?
I was a little more focused on chanting. I think I saw about 3. If that is because of my dark vision, I was actually able to pick out those figures.
Mm-hmm.
I saw about 3, but I was pressing myself up against one wall, so there might have been more.
What do you want to do?
Delia, you were saying something. What was it? Maybe you have an idea of what to do?
I was saying that it is ironic.
So,
Well, we were sent to find a guide. And the guidance we've been given is the bard. Is that who was speaking?
I never actually met the bard, so I don't know.
Right.
and two of the people that we found earlier, one of them was a very heavy, devout follower of Valos, from what we could see from the last meeting. So the other had been at the inn quite a bit. He was a regular, from what we heard.
But using the story of the Dryad, think about it. It is sowing doubt into the gods by showing their fallacy to create new followers to this pact.
Also, we've got to remember, he's the only one that knew the song, so he could be using it to hypnotize others and then tell them the stories. Hopefully brainwash others to not, listen to the fallacies of the gods.
Wait,
If that makes sense.
so you think the bard is the one singing the song to muddy the people's brains?
It's a working theory.
It's a little bit confusing, but that's what I'm leaning towards. There's still too many open-ended questions that I'm not sure I can wrap my hooves around.
Then perhaps we find answers together.
Okay.
Callista, do you think you can get a little closer? See what you can see?
I can give it a go, but getting closer might.
I have a bad idea.
I think. What's your idea?
I like bad
No,
ideas.
that's wrong. What's your idea?
I could tell them that there are interlopers seeking to ruin whatever plans they have and lead them directly to you.
You do have the mask. You could quite easily get under there.
I'm personally not very keen on you going that far ahead by yourself.
I have the blessings of Athreos. I'm just not a very good liar.
I think maybe it might be time to just charge in.
Yeah.
Or Sherry?
Before we do that, I have a really bad idea.
What's
I
your
have a
really?
I
bad idea.
still like really good. I still like really bad ideas.
You don't want to charge in, and Talia, you got the mask. It fits your face. You said you wanted an interloper. You have an interloper. And she's gonna hold out her hands. Just, Callista, make sure you do it with a slip knot.
Yeah, that might be best.
So what is the plan?
I guess I'm lying.
Okay.
And I'm going to be an interloper that she has caught.
Okay. So,
We can sneak along. I can sneak along behind you in case
Yes.
things go bad.
And then call for Bavros, who has the light.
I
Because
Yeah.
will bring.
they
I will bring the light.
go badly.
okay.
Find
So-
our way into the light.
The potential of this is not well, but
She's gonna like kind of clap your shoulder. I think it'll be fine. Listen, a good battle every now and then is great for a rebel. Iros will bless us. If our battles are true, he's always underway. He's always guided me.
I do hope you keep your coin to you.
What? She's gonna pat her couch. I've got at least 50 of it now.
So, you loosely tie Sherry's arms up, and Talia, you begin guiding Sherry down the darkened corridor.
I am going to keep my shield to my back, so not to openly bear the symbol of Athreos in.
Very well. So you are
Question.
doffing your shield.
Yes.
My spear, I'm going to have it put on my back, like back, so that way, since my hands are obviously being, but at least I have it.
Okay.
Actually, may I hold that?
That probably would be better. Here, take it.
It would look like I've disarmed you.
Honestly, that's probably smarter than having it on my back. Take it.
Yeah.
She's gonna hand it carefully to you.
Thank
Just
you.
be easy with it. It was pretty close to me.
Okay. So, with Sherry loosely tied up, Talia with the mask, you begin making your way down the corridor. Please move yourselves accordingly. As for the other two,
I can't see. So, God, can you move me to follow Talia?
I got you.
Thank you.
I need the rest of you to roll me stealth checks.
Oh God.
Do I roll flat or with
13.
disadvantage because of my glowing horns?
You're far enough away so you can roll flat.
Okay.
Oh God. How did glowing horns roll? Jesus.
I don't know
That's
what
a
to
four-
tell you, honestly.
You're under stress. It's okay.
I need to just change something real quick because I want to.
Well, everything
Kitty
went
cat.
Everything went what?
dark.
Yeah, I'm changing something. Can you see now?
Yeah.
Okay. So as
Not
you
very
begin,
well.
again, but you have dark vision, which you did not have before.
Mm-hmm.
So, as you begin making your way into the interior, all of these individuals turn with a start. The man up on the dais turns, and as you see his mask in the very thin light, you see faces strewn in horror and agony coat the entirety of his mask, even though you can clearly see the bluish, glistening eyes and the faint flicks of firelight that encompass this room. You can see that there are about 4 other individuals in here. But this man looks to you and says, "Who are you? I do not recognize you."
I have most recently joined. I have found an interloper walking within. They refuse to leave, and I've disarmed them.
He kind of steps forward, looking around. And even though you can't see it, you can sense this kind of smirk come across his face. His attitude kind of postures a bit. "I see. Now, what would such a perilous athlete want with our little gathering?"
From what I've gathered, sent by who is the individual you keep speaking of?
I don't think I know what you're talking about. I haven't said anything that you can get out of me.
I would
I
like
believe it was Iros.
another one of the gods' pawns, you say. Talia, I would like you to roll me a deception check at advantage, because Sherry is aiding you, plus the mask.
Please
Yeah.
don't.
I'm so like my heart's fucking pounding right now. I'm like, oh.
You're not
That's
gonna
a
like.
19.
You're not gonna like this,
Uh,
It's a 19.
because I rolled a natural 20.
God. Oh, 20?
Nat 20. So as you say this, and he kind of looks at you and he says, "It appears we have more than just one. Seize them!" And I need everyone to roll initiative.
That's like, can I hear that?
Oh, you both hear it, but we're going straight
Okay.
into initiative.
I have advantage on that, so let's see what we get.
It makes sense.
Oh, thank God for an
Yeah, I'm
advantage.
Junk for initiative.
I currently have 16.
I'm sorry. You did a very good job, but I just rolled just better. I'm sorry.
It's fine.
So,
I tried.
That's
I'm
17.
sorry.
It makes sense.
And I mean, it makes sense I rolled an 8, so I'm a little held up at the moment.
so
I can kind of see. I can get a clear line of shot, and that's what matters, right?
Sorry, rolling initiative. I've taken to rolling individual characters for initiative rather than bulk initiatives because I feel like that actually makes things flow a little bit more effectively.
Mhm.
So,
I do
Gotcha.
like it, actually.
top of the round, this masked man looks at you, and you can see him say a phrase of some kind, saying that we of the many do not fear you in the light of your gods. We are more powerful than you, and we are protected, as he will bonus action cast Shield of Faith upon himself. And then he will look at you directly, and suddenly this grayish flame erupts from beneath you as he casts Sacred Flame. I require a dexterity saving throw from you, Talia.
Mm.
8.
That is a failure. But you will take 2 points of radiant damage.
Okay.
As the light begins to sear across you, he turns back to the rest of his people and says, "Take care of them." As he steps back, he does provoke from you.
Sure. I'll hit him.
You are currently
Next
using
one.
a spear, so
Do you
True.
want two-handed or one-handed?
one-handed because the
I
other
have
hand's around the ropes.
That's
Touche,
true.
got me there.
I actually would like to drop the rope and become two-handed if possible.
Sure, I'll say that. If you wish to spear, roll to spear.
Hold, please.
I believe you are proficient with spears as a cleric.
I am. I'm just gonna add it to my character sheet right now so that I can click the thing. Spear.
Mhm.
Nope.
Unfortunate. As you go to stab at him, you're caught off guard by this sudden burst of radiance, and your spear does not hit anything as he backs up to the altar. That is his turn, though. And it is now your turn, Talia. What do you wish to do?
First, I'm going to backhand give the spear to my my new friend.
Okay.
Much appreciated.
It mostly just gets shoved into your hands because I know you can't see it.
Well, Sherry has a little bit of light right now.
Tiniest bits I can't see in front of me.
Let's see.
Should be able to see
5.
dim light.
Shit, I'm
Yeah.
just seeing like the 5 feet of the braziers.
Huh, that's weird.
I'm going to roll Guiding Bolt.
Okay, you're going to try to Guiding Bolt. Who do you wish to hit?
Guy in charge.
Okay, roll to hit.
That would be a 24.
Okay. 24 definitely hits. Roll damage.
May Athreos have mercy because I will not.
Oh, I think I know what I need to do. Hold on.
I did hit it, yes.
Oh, thank
Well.
you for that dim lighting, by the way.
Yeah.
16.
So like I couldn't see.
So, 16 points of damage is not a bad hit at all. That will definitely hit, and he will take all of that. And he is now glowing, but he will make a concentration check to maintain Shield of Faith, which he fails, and Shield of Faith drops.
And I am going to step out of the way to allow the others to charge forward if need be.
Okay, well, before they get the chance, this cultist comes over here and is going to swing at you with his scimitar, and your AC is currently lowered because you did not replace your shield yet.
16, yeah.
Okay. That is a 13 to hit you. So as he swings down at you, his scimitar gets caught in your chainmail and does not seem to slice through you. That is his turn. Following him, his buddy is going to go 10, 15, 20 to flank.
That's valid.
And that is a 24 to hit with flanking.
Yep.
So you'll take 3 points of slashing damage as his scimitar bites into your back.
Ow.
That is his turn. Callista.
Alrighty. So, first thing I'm going to do is scoot forward about 20 feet. Puts me there. No, 5, 10, 15. Somewhere in there. Wow.
There we go.
20 feet.
That's
That might
what I
have
wanted.
been 15. Yep. Bonus action, I'm going to cast Hunter's Mark on that guy.
Okay. You're going to Hunter's Mark him. He
And
is
then
well
I'm
and truly
going to
marked.
attempt to Huh?
I said he is well and truly marked.
And then I would like to attempt to hit him.
You may certainly try. You have advantage thanks to the glowing light emanating off of him and your ranger abilities, but that's besides the point.
Wait. That's going to be a 25 to hit.
25 definitely hits. Roll damage.
Okay. Hunter's Mark, and he's a humanoid, I'm assuming.
He is
So I get my
indeed.
favorite enemy damage. So it didn't roll those for some reason.
Do you have them as modifiers on your character sheet?
On global damage modifiers, and they're marked.
Okay.
Oh, well.
I think you can only have one marked at a time, is a real thing.
Oh, that might be. So it'd be 12 piercing, and then
Roll me a d6.
d6. So a total of 18 points.
Okay. You fire at him, and he looks like he should go down, but then you hear this psh sound as he suddenly stands back up.
Huh?
Feels like something might have prevented him, but he is very injured now.
Is good. So that's my bonus action and my action. So I'm just gonna stay out of the way of Bavros
Okay.
back here.
But before that, this cultist is going to run up over here to get in front of you, Sherry, and is going to take a swing at you.
He can try.
And he hits with a 21.
Yeah, that one hits a little bit.
And that's going to be 5 points of slashing damage.
Oh, that hurts a lot, actually. I'm bloodied, by the way.
But that is his turn. It is your turn, Sherry.
Man, I'm at 6 HP just for the party. Did you know that? Meta. Getting. Oi. That hurt. Iros be damned. You're gonna not like this. And so she's going to immediately take 2 hands after, I'm assuming by this point I have undone my ropes, I'm assuming.
Yeah. It would have been easy enough for you to just
alright, slip out
yes.
immediately, and then kind of just do a flare and just bam him across the head.
Okay. Roll to hit.
I clicked it, let's see if it can load. Okay, so 13?
A 13 does in fact hit. Roll damage.
Okay, good. Non-lethal, 8. 8.
He is still standing, but is very woozy. As you smack him straight in the head, he's kind of like...
And then, as he does it, can I move 5, 10 right here?
Yes, and you will not incur attacks of opportunity because that is a hard angle from the other cultist.
Okay, good. And I'm going to, as I spin around behind him, I'm going to bonus action headbutt him in the back of the head.
Okay, roll to hit to headbutt.
Unarmed. That is an 8.
An 8 unfortunately misses. As you go to headbutt him, he kind of ducks and your head just goes right over. But that, I believe, is your turn, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Bavros!
Bavros, seeing and hearing all of this, this is how it's going to be. And he will move. Oh, hang on. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, dashing, 35, 40. And because I dashed on my turn, I can bonus action use my Goring Rush.
Ah, that you can, for you are indeed a Minotaur.
Right
okay.
I am and I can, so I shall.
So make a horn attack against that cultist. You do have flanking, courtesy of Sherry.
Yep.
So a 19 definitely hits. Would you like to do something before you would have attacked, though?
If I did that, I would not have been able to do the Goring Rush.
That's true. Okay, so you still hit, though. Okay. Lethal or non-lethal?
I didn't declare non-lethal, so that would have been lethal.
Okay, so as you run forward, as Sherry, you see as he ducks that a charging Minotaur just coming as this light suddenly rushes towards you. You pull back instantaneously as the cultist in front of you stands back up and suddenly a glowing horn skewers him through the chest, ramming him through. He is well and truly dead.
Question, as I was moving up, would I have been able to throw back the hood?
Yes, if you wish to. So let me adjust the light on you real quick.
We are no longer worried about being stealthy.
Okay. And that is your turn. It is this final cultist's turn, who is going to move 5, 10 to get into flanking with his friend over there, and is going, seeing as you are injured, is going to try and put you down, Sherry.
Aye.
And that is another 24 to hit you.
God dang it! Yeah, that
for 4 points of slashing damage.
I'm just barely standing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, but you are still up. Top of the initiative round, this man who has been hit, hurt, and very clearly injured looks, and though it is hard to tell behind the mask, which is now kind of askew, the look in his eyes is clearly that of fear. He refixes his mask and says, "Take care of them! Protect me!" As he runs to the side, you suddenly see him throw a tapestry to the side.
Ow.
And a hidden doorway reveals itself.
Oh, you sly.
And he moves in and out of sight. So that's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. You could take an attack of opportunity, Talia, as he rushes past you. Do you wish to do so?
I will. I will try and hit him in the knees.
Okay, roll a hit.
Roll the knees misdemeanor.
A 15 does indeed hit. Roll damage. Is this lethal or non-lethal?
Non-lethal. I wish to keep to the knees.
Keep him to the knees. Okay.
I'm mostly trying to break the kneecap, to be honest.
Take
Okay.
his kneecaps. Do it.
Okay.
Kneecaps are a privilege.
And you've lost yours.
Okay. He takes that
Max
hit.
damage.
He takes that hit, and even though he kind of traipses just out of the range of your sight, you hear him eat shit and stumble forward.
He really
Right.
needs to take a knee.
That is his turn. Talia, it is now your turn. You still have these other cultists in front of you, though.
I'm not going to worry about that one.
That one will take an attack of opportunity as a result.
I am aware.
But that is only going to be a 13 to hit you.
Second opportunity?
That he will take. That one's going to hit with a 21, though.
That's fine.
And that's going to be for 4 points of slashing damage. As you make your way inside, you can see that this individual who had just run from you is face down on the tile floor.
Is he unconscious?
Appears to be.
Oh, then I shouldn't have even taken those steps. Damn it. Right. Well, I'm coming back out. I am going to keep my eye, if I can, to make sure he doesn't get up.
Okay.
But I haven't done an action.
That's true. Sorry. Hey, damn it. There we go. What do you wish to do?
I'm going to mace them.
Okay, roll a mace. That will certainly mace. Roll damage.
Please go unconscious. 7.
He's hurt, but still conscious.
Well, it's something.
Anything else you wish to do?
No.
Okay. It is now the cultist whom you just hit's turn and is going to try and hit you back.
Valid.
And that is another 21 to hit you
Please stop.
for 3 points of slashing damage.
Can you not? Oscar, can you not?
But that is his turn. This cultist here, though, is going to take a slice at you, Sherry. But that is only an 11 to hit you.
I was about to say, hit me if you can.
Okay.
Why am I boxed?
Why are you what?
Boxed.
I don't know. Why are you boxed? But, either way, it is your turn, Callista. Your quarry,
So I
you
have
can
a question.
tell... Yes?
Oh, continue. I think you're about to answer my question.
Because of the magical nature of your spell, you do know that your target has been rendered unconscious.
Cool. I would like to bonus action move my hunter's mark to that guy.
Okay. 1 second. Just taking it off of this guy and putting it on this guy.
And then I would like to shoot that guy.
You better shoot that guy.
I'm not at advantage, correct?
That is correct. It is a flat roll.
Oof.
Unfortunately, an
A
11
9.
misses. A 9 misses as you try and take aim, but seeing as your quarry is suddenly gone, you have to readjust your shot, and your shot goes wide, if just barely.
It's fine.
Anything else you wish
I
to
am going to move slightly closer to here. And that's all I'm going to do.
Okay. Sherry.
Aye. So what I'm going to do? This bugger keeps hitting me. It hurt really bad. So I'm going to hit him back.
Okay. Roll to hit.
I'm going to, look, very, very annoyed, smack him with non-lethal damage. That's an 18 to hit.
That does indeed hit. Roll damage.
That's 5 points of damage.
He is bloodied, but he is still up.
Then I'm going to, as I hit him there, I'm going to kind of spin around, lift my leg, and try to do a kick to smack this one that's fighting Talia.
Very well. Roll to hit with an unarmed strike.
That's a 19 to hit.
That also hits. Roll damage.
Alright. That's 4 points of damage.
And this one is also rendered unconscious. Or are you killing him?
No. This is non-lethal, so I'm going for my hook's going to hit them in the back of the head. Not quite for the temple to do a killing shot, just crumple this man.
Got it. As you smack him in the side of the temple, he staggers for a second and then falls over on his side. He is out. Anything else you wish to do?
No, because if I move anywhere, it's an attack of opportunity. So I'm going to stand my ground and probably, hopefully not die.
Bavros.
I need to be more careful. And I'm going to target this guy
Okay.
with a butt end of my pike attack, doing non-lethal.
Very well. Roll to hit. $23 definitely hits. Roll damage.
I clicked, didn't do anything.
Just give it a sec. It might be taking
Yeah.
I think we just had a series of disconnects because I saw
Okay.
Talia drop out temporarily.
All right.
Um,
No, it's not doing anything. Let me try rolling again in case I didn't actually hit it.
okay. There we go. Yeah, this guy is out.
And then, since I hit with that, I will use my bonus action to use my my hammering horns ability again on this guy.
I am going to say that because of that hard corner right there, you don't really have a direct line to him.
Could I step into the space with the guy, with this guy right here, like straddling him and doing it?
If you wish. I'm not going to say
Yes.
no, but it'll cost you double movement. Not that I think it
That's
matters.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay.
And he's got to give me, it's a DC 14.
DC 14 strength save. That is a 19. He holds firm. As you go to charge at him, he kind of just places his hands up, grabbing both of your horns. He's like barely holding on.
Okay. And that is my turn.
Okay. Talia.
Let me see. Unconscious. How does this one hurt? Look.
Not hurt at all, but very obviously outnumbered.
I'm just gonna hit him.
Okay, roll a hit. That is unfortunately going to miss.
All right. Anyone on my team unconscious?
Not currently, no.
Then I'm doing nothing.
Okay. It is the cultist's turn. He looks around, seeing Bavros charging at him with his glowing horns, Talia standing next to him. And using his better judgment is going to very, very, very obviously say, all right, I give. I don't want any more of this.
When in doubt, violence.
That's his turn, Callista.
Callista is going to approach 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. And is going to put her bow away and hold out her rope and go, drop your weapons then.
Okay.
That's
So
all I'm going to do.
I will ask, is anyone planning on taking an aggressive action against this individual within the next three individual turns?
No.
I will just make sure he doesn't move.
Okay.
Same.
I'd honestly just probably go, make sure you really are going to give up, or you've got a kick to the face waiting for you. But that's about it.
He kind of nods.
That
And do you...
I just stand there and
will meet you
Okay.
at the river.
And with
I
that,
would like to actually kind of let my hand glow with necrotic energy.
very obvious. You see him as Bavros pulls his horns away. He literally takes the mask off and chucks it into the fire. I'm done with this. We are out of initiative.
I just look at him and I say, I'm sorry about your friend. But I'm glaring at him.
I'll be perfectly honest. He was not a friend per se, just a fellow cultist. Kind of says.
I am going to go to the hallway and start dragging the leader back into the main room.
As you enter that room, you see something, especially since you are still wearing the mask. You can see it on the wall. While you had become accustomed to the... Whoa! Who'd we lose?
Charge again.
We're not... I'm finishing up right now. Just give me 1 second, Kaji. Just 1 more second.
Sorry, my Discord shut down twice, I think.
Wow.
As I was saying...
I mean, that's valid. I've been fighting a cat for attention.
As you look at this wall, you see another one of those mosaics, similar to the ones at the entrance. However, you don't recognize the theme of this one. What you see before you looks like a ziggurat of humanoid figures clawing themselves upwards and upwards, their many hands reaching towards the sky, and all of their faces shrieking in terror and horror. You, being an acolyte of ferrymen, you know what the underworld looks like. This does not look like any depictions. And even more so as your gaze continues to go further and further up the mosaic. Eventually, as you see at the top of the ziggurat, you see one humanoid, hands outstretched to the sky, and you see what appears to be a black flame held between its hands. The flame itself is actually a scripture written in Celestial that just snakes its way into the form. And all that it reads over and over and over again is, "We are the many, and we are just." And that's where we're going to end tonight's session.
Whew.
What the fuck?
So,
Bruh.
everyone,
Well, damn. All right.
thank
Ben,
you
let's go.
for tuning in tonight. We hope you enjoyed tonight, and we will see where the rest of our fellows have to go and what this could mean. And what of the blind sailor whom they still seem to be searching for? You'll have to tune in next time to find out. But until then, everyone, remember, keep doing your best, because we certainly will. Have a good night, everyone, and a good weekend.
Good night, everybody.
Night. Be safe.